Every year I take myself out of the environment that causes my mind to be flustered with uncertainties of the future, which ultimately forces it to desperately seek clarity. And the place I always go to find clarity are the villages. Villages that are specifically far away from the local towns, which means I am off the grid because there is no internet access of any kind, and without the usual distractions, my mind can finally breathe. What I love about coming back to the villages is seeing the elements that reminds me about my childhood. The houses, the animals, the cars, the trees, which all have their symbolic meaning. But what I didn't find fascinating then that I do now is cooking and preparation of food. What I picked up with how the food is prepared here is that there is a lot of calmness. The food is never prepared in a hurry, and there's always a systematic approach in preparing them. What excites me even more is that these are organic foods grown from their own backyards. It's these old methods that I see that slows down my mind. And cooking something for myself using these old techniques that I have not used since I was a kid really helped to keep my mind at ease. One thing that I never forget to do when coming back to the villages is talking to the elderly.
After Christmas, couple 27 over miracle.
These are sessions I really enjoy because of the wisdom that's been shared and careness of the information that's been passed down. And taking that information and applying it in the choices I make throughout my career. As a filmmaker whose skills are improving on each project I get to work on, I find my filmmaking abilities constantly being put to the test and has me problem solving on each set. Then my improving skills has presented me with more job opportunities, but then once again I fall back to the dilemma of being too busy but not being productive and not aligned with my goals and purpose. This is when going to a different location where these job opportunities are not nearby becomes helpful. It gives me the opportunity to reflect on this past year and evaluate on the things that I have gained and lost. This will give me a way to escape my own mind. So what I mean about escaping my own mind is going back to places that remind me of calmness and peace, places where everything all began, the place where I discovered the passion of creative arts. When I was young, growing up, I would sit and watch my grandmother for hours as she shaped her pots. Day after day, the same routine, the same quiet patience, the same steady hands. At the time, I never really understood what she was making. To me, it was just clay, water, and time. But every day, I would sit beside her and watch each pot come to life, from nothing to something complete. I don't remember every step of her process, I don't remember the techniques or the rules or the reasons behind each movement. What stayed with me wasn't the method, it was the devotion. She worked with presence, with patience, with her whole soul. And without knowing it then, she was teaching me something far more important than how to make a pot. She was teaching me to create. Years later, I find myself traveling back, not just to a place, but to a feeling. Back to where my love for creating began. Back to the moments that first showed me what it means to do work with intention. As we grow older, life gets louder. Expectations pile up, we start creating for approval, for survival, for speed. And somewhere along the way, we forget how we started. This journey is a reminder to slow down, to listen, to let passion lead instead of pressure. When we return to the places and memories that shaped us, we remember our purpose. We remember that creating was never about perfection or recognition. It was about honesty, about focus, about pouring yourself into something even when no one is watching. My grandmother didn't rush her work. She didn't get distracted. She showed up every day and trusted the process. And maybe that's what traveling back really means. Not escaping forward, but returning to what grounded us. To stay focused, to stay connected, to create from the soul, not from the mind. Because everything we need to move forward was already planted in us a long time ago.
And then you've come to Rula Parua Poultry Farm. In 4 weeks, they are matching in 4 weeks. Next week, they are ready. Feeding time. In 5 weeks, they can be sold. Yeah, my name is David Ngobeni. I'm located at Mamukhadi at Limpopo, Ulobeli. I'm a poultry farmer in the moment. Where you see me now, you see me having chicken.